Hey guys, it's Jed again. And so first off, I was really excited to get my second order today, or yesterday actually. Uh, Friday, I got an email saying, "Hey, your order's going to be here Saturday sometime between 10 and 2." And a rainstorm was coming in, and I didn't have space to paint inside, and I've never really painted before, so I wanted to paint outside. And so I went ahead and painted these rails really quick before the rain hit Friday evening so that yesterday I could get the hardware and my body and everything to get this mocked up better to where it's an actual roller and get it, a little bit more finalized. And so what happened is FedEx, I'm a little bit bummed out. Obviously, I'm a little sick. FedEx didn't show up, and I don't know where. Somewhere in Troutdale, my A main order is out there, and it's probably going to show up tomorrow. I'm pretty sure, but we'll see. Hopefully, it does. I painted these, my first paint job ever, and it came out decent. I'll be able to use them. It did at least what I wanted it to. It's not perfect. You can see, right? You can see there's some runs, and I put too much paint on there a little bit right there. And this is a little bit more plasticky. I mean, I just used a $4 can of Rust-Oleum from Home Depot. I mean, it came out decent. It's nice and glossy, but it's a little bit more rubbery and sticky than I wanted. This is about 3 coats that I put on. And I was in a hurry because it was starting to rain. It was windy, and I had these set out outside. I just threw them on the shoe box outside and painted. And at first, I had them laying down like this before I realized I could actually set them like that, and that would have been a little bit better. Uh, but I learned a little bit about paint. It's a little bit harder than I thought. I mean, to not get runs and stuff like that. But I did a rush job. But I'm happy with this for a first time go at it, and it didn't take much paint at all. I still could probably paint, 4 more sets of rails with how much paint I had left in the can. It was only $4. But I tore everything down that I had mocked up and set it out here on the table. Uh, just awaiting parts. They should be here tomorrow, and I'll have another video for you guys once I get everything going. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the overdrive gears in. I'm gonna throw. I'm not gonna throw the pinion gear on until I run it and see what the stock pinion gear is at, because I want to have some wheel speed. And I got a feeling with the 1800 KV. I've learned a lot about KV. At first, I thought I wanted an 1800 Outrunner because in my mind I thought that Outrunners were more powerful, and that's why they were kind of a lower KV. But since then, I've kind of learned that to have wheel speed, a lot of times you need more KV, and so I do want to have a little bit of wheel speed just because. I like to be able to bump over stuff, especially with a low center of gravity build. I want to have some oomph when I pull the trigger. And so I'm worried that the 13 tooth pinion that I got is going to be too much geared down to where I'm not going to have any wheel speed. So I'm going to leave that stock pinion on there until I run a couple packs through it to see uh, where I'm at in the gearing. Um, but I am going to put the overdrive gears in. I'm going to put the offsets on here. I have no idea how. I don't know if you got to pull these off and put the other ones on or how that works on the axle here. But I'm going to put the offsets on because I know I want it a little bit wider. And mock everything back up with, I'm not going to mock everything up. I'm going to assemble everything for the first time with real hardware. Get real spacers on the shocks. I'm not going to be able to paint, or I'm not going to be able to uh, put the springs that I have coming on the shocks yet because I'm still waiting for the servo that I bought and the shock cups from In the Works RC to show up. So I'm not going to be able to do anything with the shocks except for just run them how they are, which is fine. Just the stock springs and the stock links and stock drive lines is going to be fine. And tomorrow I should have the wheel. It should be sitting on wheels with a body by the day after tomorrow because I am going to do a little bit of a video on the paint painting the body. Not much, just kind of, a couple stage one, the first mask, and then the second layer, and just something simple and to start with, and get everything that I can. I'm actually gonna hook this up to. I'm gonna put the XT connector on here on this end. I'm gonna have the motor hooked up to this end and get that strapped to the frame and everything. This will be glued to the slider along with the power switch. Um, and I should be able to have a real roller tomorrow. And I'm really excited about that because then I can kind of see. It looks like I'm going to go with a 12.8 wheelbase. And that mostly is for the hope of being able to just use a TRX4 Defender length driveline that they have a lot of aftermarket drivelines for the Defender. Triel has some. Uh, Boom Racing has a nice set. And then there's also the MIP ones on A-Main. And the Boom Racing ones and the A-Main ones are probably what I'm going to go with because they look a little bit more stronger than the Triel ones. And I just might even measure the drive lines. I learned on the drive lines when you're looking, if you want to get drive lines for your truck, a good thing to know that is not commonly known is that you measure on the drive line here. I don't know if you can see, but you see this little screw right here. I forget what that screw's name is, but it holds the drive shaft on there. So you measure from here to the one on the other end. And so that's the measurement that you're going to use to get your length of drive line. So let's say this is the transmission here, right? And I had this set up on a truck like this. And here, hold on a second. Grab this other drive line. And let's say I had this other drive line on here, right, like this. So from that screw to this screw over here would be your length that you're going to order for the drive line. And that's good to know because a lot of times when you're doing a custom build, you can't just use, an SCX-10-2. I mean, a lot of times you can, but, a lot of times you can't as well. So that's good to know. I might just order custom drive lines. They're not any more expensive, but I've seen a 12.75 and a 12.6 spread or wheelbase on a creep body, and I was wondering if it's going to be too long, but a lot of good people from the gspeed team actually put some pictures up and showed me their creeps that are stretched out like that, and it looks just fine. So I am going to go ahead and try the 12.8 wheelbase, and I think I'm going to get the link. What the thing is, I don't want to just buy the links and then have to measure, put the links on and have to measure and then make another order for the drive lines because I really want to get this truck out on the rocks. I really want to go to Elk Rock, which is the local crawling spot out in Milwaukee. I'm here in Portland, Oregon, and I don't know a lot of the crawl spots, and I don't have a full-size vehicle right now. So I'm just getting out of I'm just about to graduate drug treatment, and I'm kind of starting over, getting into this new hobby, and luckily there's a really good crawl spot that I just found that I can actually just take the max to, and I really want to be able to run this truck and have it be at the performance level that I want it. And so I don't want to wait an extra month to get drive lines after I wait a month to get the links. So I want to just buy the 12.8 links, and I'm hoping just to buy the Defender drive lines from Boom Racing and from A-Main, and then just be able to throw them on there, and it saves me a month worth of time that I could be out crawling as opposed to waiting while I'm waiting and having to use these stock links because I really don't like where the stocks sit with this with these links. It's just they're just almost straight up and down, and I want to actually be able to have the truck where I want it, and so that's probably what I'm going to end up doing on that. Hopefully it works. But tomorrow, The one thing that changed is my phone. To keep my phone number this month, I had my phone shut off for a little bit, and to keep my phone number, I had to pay this month anyway, even though I had my phone shut off. So I couldn't afford the diff covers that I wanted, and I didn't get the programming card, the $12 programming card, because I'm not going to have a battery power to the truck until next month anyway. So I'm just going to get the programming card next month. And the diff covers were like $60, and they're not that essential. I really did want the brass one for up front, but the rear one was just for looks anyway. And so those aren't coming. Uh, I don't know when I'm going to get those. I really want to put some weight up front, but we'll see how that goes. I know I'm going to get the links and drive lines ASAP, and wheels and foams ASAP, and then I probably get the diff covers too here in the next couple months. I want to have this truck done probably by, I would say I want to have this truck completely done by Halloween, but we'll see. I'm just going back to work and stuff. But tomorrow I get my body. I'm going to throw that on there, and I'll have some pics, and it'll start to really take shape tomorrow. So I'm really excited about it, and I'll give you another video as soon as I get that put together. All right. Thank you guys. Bye.